Hello, this is the Irish Extra, and lads, Mo Salah has just gone full Ronaldo. Lads, we expected this from Cristiano Ronaldo a couple of years ago when his ego could not take being benched at Man United, despite the fact he was pushing 40. And yeah, of course, he ran off to Piers Morgan and spilled his guts, and it was a bombshell interview where he basically threw Ten Hag under a bus and called out his teammates. Okay, we saw that coming from Cristiano Ronaldo because, let's be real, unbelievable footballer, but I mean, his ego is bigger than a house. So like, I wasn't surprised or shocked when he finally exploded with that interview where he basically got himself sacked at Old Trafford. Salah, though, I am shocked, okay? Because look, we all know that Salah does not enjoy being on the bench. I mean, towards the end of Jurgen Klopp's time in charge, they had a full-on bus stop, like pretty much, because Salah was benched for a trip to West Ham. And I remember after that game, Salah said something to the effect of, if I speak, I'm in trouble, or there will be a fire, or there will be a storm, something like that. And he didn't speak that day. He didn't. Probably because everyone knew that Klopp was going to be gone in a month, so it's fine. You don't have to move mountains to throw a strop and make your point. But now he's finally done it. He is finally. It's ironic. Salah said that he's been thrown under a bus by Liverpool, but no, he's pretty much just done that to his boss. Because, let's just see a few quotes that Mo Salah has come out and said, reacting to being dropped for the trip to Leeds. I'm very, very disappointed. I've done so much for this club down the years, and especially last season. Yeah, very true. Salah has been a magnificent player for Liverpool, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, you can't argue with that, but does that mean he automatically deserves to start every match until he's 85? Which is pretty much what he's saying. He's saying in here, I've already earned a start. Yeah, he feels he's already earned it because he's done so much. It's quite an insecure interview. Like, he's bringing up the fact that no one has scored more goals or assists than me since I came to the Premier League. He's bringing up Harry Kane and Erling Haaland, bringing them into it, saying that he loves Haaland, but I'm sorry, I'm the reigning Golden Boot winner. Like, Salah, you don't have to say these things. We know. The problem isn't that you're a rubbish footballer or some fraud. Everybody knows Salah is world class and has been one of the greatest players in Premier League history. Absolutely. His goal return is obscene. Salah is one more great season away from going second in the all-time Premier League goal-scoring charts, which is absolutely ridiculous for somebody who, yeah, used to just eat pies on the Chelsea bench and was literally bullied out of the club pretty much. So yeah, no, that's not the problem. Like, Salah, you don't need to bring up what you've done for the club. Everyone knows you've been unbelievable. But to do this because he's been dropped, I'm sorry, Salah. Someone needs to replay back his performance against PSV Eindhoven in the Champions League, because that shirking of a challenge, letting a PSV player go past you with absolute ease. Salah did not look like we all know Salah doesn't track back, but that day, on a Champions League night, Salah looked disinterested, like he was sleepwalking in the park, like he was bringing his chihuahua for a walk. And you know, when the chihuahua does a poo by the tree, and Salah doesn't want to pick it up. That's exactly the same levels of effort he was putting in terms of defensive dog work against PSV. So you can clearly tell the Slot was enraged by that. Salah is acting like he has some divine right to play, as if he's the king of Anfield. Look, you have been the king of Anfield, absolutely, the Prince of Liverpool, but this season, you have not been playing well. Now, okay, you're not alone in that one. Plenty of your teammates have not been playing well. But you're the one who's actually definitely not tracking back. I'm sorry, but that performance against PSV, it was an insult to the fans, to your teammates, to everyone. If you just chose to let a player scuttle past you that easily in Sunday League level, I'm pretty sure the manager would want to shove your face on a barbecue. Like, literally. So to do it when you're getting paid nearly £300,000 a week, I think, is criminal, okay? And I think it's a good thing that Slot said, basically put out a marker saying, if any of you bozos want to sloppily, meekly try and track back in the manner Salah did, then you're getting benched too. Because if Salah can get benched for that, anyone can. And I think it's actually a strong sign of leadership. It's something Sir Alex Ferguson would have done. Now, I'm not for 1 minute trying to compare this mediocre egg-like Slot to one of the greatest managers of all time. No, but I think it is big boy management. And you know what? Well done, Arnie. I will congratulate you for that. This isn't Arnie wanting to walk in and make a huge statement showing he's the boss. No, if you wanted to do that, he would have benched Salah a year ago when he first took over, if that was what he wanted to do and make a big statement. If this was all a big collusion to get Salah chucked out of the club, a big conspiracy like Mo seems to think. It's not. Arne Slot would love nothing better. He would love nothing more than to be able to pick a good Mo Salah every week. That is what Arne wants. That is what every Liverpool wants. But Salah this season has been, by his own very high standards, he's been a bit of a joke. And you know what? To be benched 3 games in a row, I actually applaud Arne Slot for that. I think that is big boy management. But yeah, because Salah's not been playing like a big boy player. No, he's been poor for most of the season, pretty much all of it. Then again, we have seen players go from being as magical as Salah was last year to, you know, finished crumpled up empty box of Rice Krispies overnight. We've seen that before. Alexis Sanchez, okay? There was no brief slowing down period for him. No. He went from being an absolute Arsenal rock star, getting linked with the massive moves to Man City in 2017. He then goes to Man United and instantly falls off a cliff and never recovers. So we have seen this before, and I think Sanchez was a similar age to what Salah is now. And you could never accuse Salah of, you know, it's not like he's some fat egg who's out of shape. No, he's had a glistening six-pack since he was 9, probably. Same with Alexis Sanchez, by the way. Like, you couldn't say he was like an Eden Hazard, where you could point to, the fact that he probably frequented Burger King more than he visited his own mum. Probably, yeah. You could say about Hazard as an obvious reason why he, completely fell off a cliff after Chelsea. But with Sanchez, no. At Man United, he was also in obscene shape as well. He looks like he would cry if someone even offered him a custard cream. Like, literally, his diet would have been immaculate. But for some reason, he fell off a cliff and never recovered. I'm not saying that is Salah yet. I'm not. But I do think he can get this back. I do. I don't think he's being Sanchez'd. But to come out like this and to be whining and moaning like a petulant brat, Salah, you've not been good, mate. Oh, lad, it's not a good look. I mean, to be fair, Jamie Carragher did come out and say the other day that he wants Salah to speak, that he only ever hears from Salah when he wins the Man of the Match award. So I guess the media did kind of speak this into existence, I suppose, because even Liverpool fans have been wanting to hear from Salah. Maybe they wish he hadn't said nothing now, because this helps no one. This doesn't help the team, it doesn't help the manager, and it doesn't help himself. In fact, it makes the situation 10 times worse. What Salah can do, what he should be doing, is knuckling down in training, winning back his spot, which he can absolutely do. This isn't the case of Liverpool transpiring against him because somebody wants him out of... No, they've literally just handed you a fresh new contract worth, I don't know, £300,000 a week. When your team is in an absolute crisis, as it is, like Liverpool are slumped in mid-table near Christmas, what they don't need is for you to come out and just make it all about yourself. Like, he's going off the FA Nations Cup for a month, yeah, but this is just going to hang over Liverpool like a cloud the entire time he's away, you know? I mean, this is a bit like your wife telling you that she's thinking about seeing other people and doesn't know how she feels, and then goes off on holiday for a month and says, oh yeah, we'll speak about it when we get back. Yeah, you're not going to feel very secure then for the month, are you? You're going to be pretty much nervously choking on your shreddies every day. Like this is what Liverpool fans are going to be feeling like, because Salah's basically alluded to the fact that, yeah, he's not happy, and he says, I cannot accept this. Well, if you can't accept this, or you won't accept this, then that means that you are leaving. And I think it's a really ugly end to an amazing Liverpool career. I mean, if he had just left... Can you imagine if he left in the summer, bowing out with that Premier League trophy? That would wrap up an absolutely perfect, 8 years at the club? But to drag it on like this, and for this to be the lasting memory, like, I think it's a massive shame that Ronaldo's time at Man United ended the way it did, because Ronaldo is a Manchester United legend, okay? And I think coming back kind of spoiled it a little bit, because he basically talked himself into a dismissal. A really, scuttling out the back door at Christmas, running off to Saudi. It was a horrible way to go. I mean, the first time he left, I mean, sure, he didn't do himself any favors when he was talking about being treated like a slave at Man United because they wouldn't let him go to Real Madrid. But at least when he did give Man United another season and helped them reach another Champions League final and win the league, and at least there was some... he bowed out as a Premier League champion at Old Trafford. That was the lasting image Man United fans had of him in their head. But to come back and for the lasting image to be him whining in Piers Morgan's face, it was just... I think that was a shame how that ended. And it's kind of like, I don't know, being married to somebody for 30 years. You have an amazing marriage for 30 years, and then you break up after she catches you getting off with a hole in your Special K box. And that's pretty much it. When Man United fans now remember Ronaldo's time at the club, they're going to have to try and, oh yeah, whitewash the ending of it. Try and delete that from your brain, you know? In the same way, when you think of, The Simpsons, you think of the first 10 seasons. You don't really want to, acknowledge anything after that because that will just make you depressed. And I think if this is how it ends for Salah, it's literally Salah's time at Anfield has been utterly perfect so far. 2 Premier League titles, 250 goals, a Champions League. He's been, you can say the best player in the country for that 8-year period. And for it to end like this, I think it'd be a real shame. For it to end with him on a blowout with the manager, piling pressure onto the team and him scuttling off to probably a Saudi Pro League like Ronaldo did. Again, that would be a crying shame considering, okay, Salah's legs have slowed down, but I don't think they're totally gone. I think he can wrestle back his Liverpool career if he has the appetite for it. You don't go from being as amazing as he was earlier this year to just completely finished cowpat overnight. Salah knows this. He knows he's not done. He knows he's not finished. But he is slowing down, and look, I just think it's a bad look from Salah. I think it is. But look, maybe I'm wrong. Let me know in the comments. What do you think? I think this is ending on a really sour note. And I think it is a real shame because, honestly, his time at Liverpool has been incredible. To bounce back from being a Chelsea flop, to go and rediscover your form in Italy, and then to come back to England and just be an absolute beast of a player. His stock was quite low down in 2017, such a point that apparently Jurgen Klopp didn't even want to sign him. His first choice was Julian Brandt. Can you imagine if that had gone through instead? What would Salah have done? Salah would have probably got snapped up by Man City, I suppose, in like 2018 or something, and then it would just be lights out. Game over for everyone. But no, I think it's an absolute shame. I think it's what Salah needs to do is knuckle down and win back his spot in the team, because acting like this, acting like a brat, it's not a good look. It isn't. But anyway, look, the Premier Catch-Up will come tomorrow, and I will dive into everything then. But anyway, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, share, please. Talk to you in a while.